event. I would like to thank each and every one of you for joining this live presentation where we're going to be discussing about the new baby in the block, the electric cash, and also everything you need to know about crypto. So whilst you're still waiting for other people to join, yeah, guys, I'm just gonna play some little bit of a sound. Let me know in the comments, guys, where you are from. Where are you from? Where are you from? Where are you from? I see a lot of people here. Just let me know where are you guys from in the comments, in the chat box right there. We got someone from USA. Wow. This is awesome. This is awesome. We got Angeline here from USA. We've got Arno from South Africa. This is awesome, guys. This is awesome. Thank you for coming. Shepo from Kimberley. Thank you for coming. And Zoleka from Shatterham. Atule from South Africa. You're welcome, guys. You're welcome, guys. You've won my boy from Johannesburg. This is great, guys. Great. Great stuff. Nigeria in the house. Abidodo. How are you, Bimbola? And we've got Dikeleki Marango there from South Africa. How are you guys doing? Thank you guys for coming and attending this event. We're gonna get started in a few minutes. Let's just wait for other people to join. East London in the house. I see there are a lot of people from South Africa and from all over Africa. Nairobi, Kenya. We see Jennifer there from Nairobi, Kenya. How are you, Jennifer? And Nonkosi from East London. Guys, thank you for coming once again. Just waiting so that, you know, some people, they are late. So we don't want them to miss any bit of this information, guys, that we're going to share with you tonight. All right. How are you guys feeling? Let me know in the comments below. How are you guys feeling today? Here, I'm here in PE. The weather was kind of like hot, you know, but however, you know, we were restricted from going to the beach. So the beaches are closed because of the high rate of coronavirus infections here in the Eastern Cape. So yeah, it's been a hot day, and let me know, how did you spend your day, and how's it going wherever you're from, whilst you're waiting for other people to join this meeting. How many of you guys are new members? How many of you guys are starting to, how many of you guys is the first time to enter a meeting like this? Just let me know in the comments below, those guys who are new. All right, guys, I think we have got a decent number for us to start. We've got about 62 participants that are waiting for the meeting. And hi, how are you? Tobacco is a new member, it's actually a new person. Thank you for coming. Pumlile. I don't know if I pronounced your name quite right there. You're welcome. Welcome to the presentation. Welcome to the presentation. Okay, I'm just checking time right there so that we can get started. All right. So yeah, my name is David Richard. Some of you know me as Ngoni. And guys, welcome to this presentation where we're going to talk about electric cash. And before I introduce the special guest that we have, he is the guy who is going to present this opportunity to you. And he's the guy who's he's quite knowledgeable in the aspects of cryptocurrency, network marketing, and the likes. So let me just give you a brief presentation of who he is and what he has done, what he has achieved, so that you can get to know Mr. Lonwabo Fololo, right? Okay. All right, guys. Mr. Lonwabo Fololo was born in the city of Port Elizabeth in a location called Motherwell. He comes from very, very humble beginnings. He was born the eldest in a family of three, and um, he faced many challenges, many obstacles, just like any other kid that you see growing up from a location, right? But that didn't stop him from dreaming big. That didn't stop him from actually wanting to achieve the greatness. As you can see right there, this is Lonwabo Fololo's home, right? Where he used to stay. And this is where he grew up, his childhood life. And as you can see here, there is a shack right there. That's where he used to stay right there. All right. From humble beginnings, and he fought his way into going to university, and he went to university to study about construction management. Then whilst he was in university, he actually got exposed to a book called Rich Dad Poor Dad. This book changed his life, changed his way of thinking, changed his dimensions of thinking. So he actually, if he has time, he's going to talk about all of the aspects of the things that some of the greatest points that he got from the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. All right. So whilst he was in university, he actually read this book. Then he read another book from Robert Kiyosaki again called The Cash Flow Quadrant. And he likes to talk much about the cash flow quadrant because it has changed his life drastically. So having read those books and having his mindset changed in that way, he actually didn't went the conventional way of staying at a job for his rest of his life. He only worked only 18 months for a boss, and then he quit the job to start his own thing. That is because of the influence that he got from the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. Then after that, after quitting his job, he actually bought a franchise, Rosen Properties. As you can see, that's him there. And he actually was operating in an area where Rosen Property wasn't operating before. And then he succeeded in his business, just like any other young entrepreneur trying to make it. There were obstacles as well. But one thing that he realized quite fast is that he was not going to be rich, or he was not going to make it, or he was not going to make the kind of money that he wanted to make if he continued to work the way he was working, that is as a franchise, all right? Because of the fact that he has to be working for him to get money. He has to be at work each and every day for him to get money. If he was sick, he was not going to make money, right? So now he actually tried to find ways to leverage on other people's efforts and on other people's money. He will talk more about it when he explains to you about the cash flow quadrant. But to make the long story short, he actually went into network marketing, and you can see here he was doing network marketing with IFA, and from then on he never gave up on the issue of doing network marketing. Lonabo Fololo is not just as you can see him, as you shall see him. He is quite a very straight talker. He's quite a very confident person, but he didn't grow up like that. But he actually is a fighter, as I can say, and he's a very hardcore hustler, right? As you can see, he made his way through. You know, even he could do the things of walking in the township, giving flyers and everything like that. He did it all by himself, by foot. He also had some people helping him, but he is a hardcore hustler, and his story is very inspirational. Then fast forward, there was a miracle, sort of kind of like a miracle that happened. Cryptocurrencies came. Now, not only does Mr. Fololo had the chance to work in an industry where, you know, it's the second highest paying industry next to sports, which is network marketing. He actually got a chance to now work in an industry where I can say it's the Ferrari of network marketing, because cryptocurrencies, as you know, has made a lot of people a lot of money. A lot of people have come from rags to riches with cryptocurrencies, right? So, given his experience in the network marketing, where he was doing IFA, he then took that same skill, refine it, and go on with cryptocurrencies as the commodity and doing network marketing. So as we talk, Lonabo Fololo is not just a person who is a crypto enthusiast, but he is also a network marketing extraordinary, right? His life has changed drastically, as you see. I'm going to play a short video so that you can see him, you know, what kind of lifestyle is he living right now, given the fact that he comes from such a humble background, right? I'm going to play this video just for a second. Let me know if you can hear the sound in the comments below. All right, guys, that was just a short clip to show you the lifestyle that Lunobo Fololo is now living, having come from such a humble background. And this is all through network marketing. This is all through cryptocurrencies. This is all through companies like Mining City company and commodities like Bitcoin Vault and Electric Cash, right? Guys, so I'm going to show more pictures. This is his house that he bought from the business, right? And you can see here there is a car right there, the Range Rover that he bought, and he bought his wife a nice Mercedes Benz right there. And he has been buying a lot of properties. As you might see, he is a guy who is quite fond of properties, and he has bought a lot of properties. All this was made possible by the opportunities that he is going to present to you today. Lonobo Fololo is not just a person who has achieved success by himself. He actually took this mandate to help others achieve success. He is actually the founder of the Fox Nation, which is a group of people. I'm also part of Fox Nation, and I'm also one of the people who is following Mr. Fololo. And this Fox Nation is focused on bringing together people and actually, empowering them to actually achieve greatness in this business that we're into, which is network marketing, right? So guys, without wasting much of your time, I'm just going to make Mr. Fololo and the host of this event, and then he can actually start letting you know about this thing. All right, Mr. Fololo. Mr. Fololo, you are now host. Thank you for joining us.
Awesome, 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 brother. I see there's 2 people in the waiting room.
Okay, so let me take care of that. Thank you. Oh, all right. You can, because you're now the host.
Awesome. Right. So good. Can you stop sharing your screen so that I can share mine?
All right. Okay, sure.
Right. Good evening, ladies and gents. Hope you guys are well. Hope you guys are excited. How does this thing work now?
Everyone is muted.
All right. No, I'm asking regarding me sharing my screen. I seem to see your screen. I think this is your screen.
You can see my screen. Let me stop sharing it. Okay, I have no control now because I stopped sharing.
Okay. Okay, let me do it like this. Let's see.
We can now see your screen, Mr. Follow.
Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So good evening, guys. Are you guys well? Can you guys just show me some thumbs up? I want to see if people here are alive and well, excited about changing their lives. If you're all alive, just give me some fire emoji in the comment section. You know, some thumbs up, you know, just something for me to see that you guys are alive. Right, there's some thumbs up there. Anything in the comment section? Right, there's some nice fire there. Awesome. So now let's get right into business, guys. Thank you very much, Ngoni, for the introduction. When I was starting off a lot of people don't actually believe this. I say it all the time, just in case somebody is in the position that I was in. And that is, you know, the funny thing is I love entrepreneurship, but my character is that of an introvert, okay? So this introvert thing, it's something that I overcome every single day. But, you know, one of the things I learned from Les Brown, he says, you know, anything that's worth doing, it's worth doing badly up until you can get it right. This liberated me so much in all the things that I wanted to do, talking in front of people, you know, doing videos, doing webinars and all those things, you know, and because I wanted everything to be perfect from onset. And this guy liberated me by saying that anything that's worth doing, it's worth doing badly up until you can get it right. So if you have fear of any sort, you know, and it's holding you back from realizing your dream, from pursuing your dream life, understand that anything that's worth doing, it's worth doing badly up until you can get it right. Okay, I hope you got that. So now today we're going to be talking about the 21st century business model. And this business model is brought to us by a company called Mining City. And this business model actually, combines two very distinct business instruments. And that is one, network marketing, and then number two, cryptocurrencies. So now, both these two business models on their own, they're very potent, they're very powerful. They have changed thousands and millions of people's lives all over the world. Now, having them combined in one opportunity, it's really like an atomic bomb, okay? It's really something that is very powerful, very potent to change your life, okay? But we have to get the mindset right. So it's on a Saturday and it's evening at 8 o'clock, now it's towards 23 minutes past 8. And you guys are here instead of being out there, enjoying, it's even December, and you guys are here, for that. I want you guys, to really pat yourself in the back and say, anything that you're gonna get in the next coming months or years, you truly deserve it, okay? By joining us in this evening, even though, it's December and it's on a Saturday evening, right? You could be spending time maybe with the family and stuff. Thank you very much for joining us, right? This information is quite lengthy, but I'm gonna try and see if I can compress it, without, compromising the value, and the information that we're actually going to share in this particular, session. So Mining City then combines these two business opportunities that create, such a killer business opportunity for us, okay? So now let's get into these two business opportunities. So what we will be able to cover today is, I will just talk, Ngoni has actually introduced me, who am I and why I got started and so forth. So I'll talk about who A.L. Abramovich is and why it matters, why we should know about him. And then I'll talk about these two very powerful companies, Mindbase and Mining City, and how them working together like hand in glove create an unprecedented opportunity for ordinary people like you and me. Now, we'll also talk about, how you and I can then build either part-time or full-time business, using these two business instruments that Mining City has perfectly combined together. Right, so before we really get into, what Bitcoin is, what cryptocurrencies are, what electric cash is, and all these beautiful things, let's just talk about how money gets made in the world. I'm sure we did not sacrifice our Saturday evening because we wanted to learn an academic subject, which is Bitcoin, right? We all sacrificed this particular time, this hour or so, because we wanted to learn how is it we can leverage that information, right? How is it that Bitcoin, network marketing, all those things combined, how is it that we can position ourselves and make sure that we then create financial freedom through those opportunities? But before we do that, I want us to, indulge on this thing called the cash flow quadrant. Now, as Ngoni said, I came across Robert Kiyosaki. It was in 2007. I was in varsity doing network marketing, and I was introduced to his book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, which literally changed the way I view the world of money. He says all of us in the world, right, we can all be classified into one of these four quadrants. Each and every one of those four quadrants has got its own, challenges, opportunities, and threats, right? Now, he says the first one is the employee quadrant, where 90% of the human population basically find themselves in this quadrant, okay? And as they find themselves in this quadrant, it's almost as if they are drawn into this quadrant and they've got no say, because of, the way we've been socialized growing up. Remember when we were growing up, if you were to ask, something from your mother or your uncle or whoever, if they don't have the money, guess what they're going to say? I don't have a job, therefore don't expect me to have the money, okay? And then when we went to school, our entire schooling years, 12 years of schooling years, actually prepared us for nothing but to be employees. And if you are fortunate enough to even go to post, schooling, post-matric and go to tertiary education, you are still gonna get taught one thing: how to be an employee. So, that's the way the world has actually been designed. Hence, 90% of the human population basically find themselves in this quadrant where they actually sell their time for them to make money. If you're selling time for money, you are selling a very limited commodity that you actually have as a human being. You've only got 24 hours in a day, right? And out of the 24 hours, you can only work so much of the 24 hours working, in actually selling your time. So therefore, you are limited in how much money you can or you cannot make, right? So, and even if something were to happen to you and you cannot continue working, then therefore your income is affected, okay? And the major reasons why I left the employee quadrant at only 18 months having worked, in the quadrant was simply because I realized that, if I continue doing what I'm doing, nothing is actually going to change, okay? I realized that it's not what I've actually been sold when I was in varsity, when I was in high school, what the world of work was actually going to be. So this then caused me to take a decision to basically leave my job and go and fend, for my own. So one of the major reasons is that as an employee, I realized that I could not hand over my career to my kids as an inheritance. So in other words, chances of me breaking, the chain of poverty were actually very limited, okay? We all know that very few people actually find financial freedom through the employee quadrant. It's almost impossible, okay? And then what do people do once they realize that, right? They then migrate into the self-employed quadrant. Sometimes people do this while they're still in the E quadrant. Some people actually leave their jobs entirely, just like myself, and actually go into a self-employed quadrant where they start their own businesses, right? Now, I remember, when I started my business, I had all sorts of business cards, written CEO, managing director, and all those beautiful things. Guess what? I did not have a business, guys. I did not have a business. Yes, I had business cards. Yes, I was running, I was simply self-employed. There's a difference between self-employed and running a business, right? Self-employed means if something happens to you, the business is dead, okay? If you cannot physically wake up and go to work and do something, you cannot earn money. And that's the situation I was in, though being a franchisee, though running my own real estate business, but if I could not wake up, that particular day and go to work, I was not going to be able to earn money on that particular day. So I needed to basically continue selling my time. I've just simply changed bosses, okay? But I'm still spending my time for me to make money. Again, I realized that there were so many different, challenges in that quadrant. One of those challenges is the fact that, I don't own a system. If I die, if I get sick, I cannot wake up and go to work. There's no money coming in. Okay. And having so many people depend on me, that was not actually the right position to be in. So I then also learned about the business owner quadrant, where these guys in the business owner quadrant understand, systems, right? These guys are pursuing leverage. That's all they want. They want to build leverage. Leverage means that these guys get to benefit from other people's effort, other people's time, other people's energy, other people's money as well, okay? And they build this enormous system, sometimes taking them 10, 20 years to basically build. But they get to a point whereby, they not only break even, but they actually break through, right? And the business grows to such an extent that it can basically sustain itself for the next 2 or 3 generations. Okay, but you cannot do the same with your career. Okay, something happens to you, your career is as good as gone, right? And if you look at all the money in the world, 90% of all the money in the world gets made in the business owner quadrant. Okay, and once these guys make the money here, they also learn how to be professional investors, right? Professional investors simply means these are the people who are masters of money. Someone once said, money is a terrible master, but is a powerful slave. These guys in the I quadrant have learned how to master, having money as a powerful servant and a slave, okay? Now, how do they do that? They basically make money work for them, right? They basically invest into systems and instruments that basically generates for them passive income. That's why you'll see them playing golf, throughout the day, sometimes for a week. You'll see them traveling the world, visiting different countries. Because they've got money working for them. They've got asset generating for them, passive income, right? So what's this got to do with, the opportunity that you were actually invited to come and listen today? It's got a lot to do with it, because Mining City actually gives ordinary people like you and me an opportunity to build a business in the B quadrant and also in the I quadrant, okay? So how does Mining City enable us to do this? This is what you're going to discover as we continue with our session. So Mining City, like all other companies, it has got different products that is basically offering into the world. And dare I say that these are products, and that are basically changing the world. And you will see exactly what I mean by actually that. So Mining City, right now, there's over 6,000 cryptocurrencies, guys. Over 6,000 cryptocurrencies. And 95% of them, you don't even have to worry about them. Mining City focuses on these three cryptocurrencies. One is Bitcoin, the second one is Bitcoin Vault, and our newest baby, electric cash, okay? Those are the currencies that Mining City basically gives ordinary people like you and me an opportunity to participate in this market that's not really friendly, for ordinary people, right? So before then we talk about the opportunity itself, maybe let's look at the people behind the opportunity, right? Because, when we become members of Mining City, we are not just buying into mining plan, the compensation plan. We are actually buying into the vision. We are actually buying into, into the leadership, right? And so that is why, it's very important for us to basically understand who these people are, right? So what I'm going to do right now, I'm actually going to play a video, that introduces us to Mining City and to Greg Rogoski. And then following that, I'm going to play a video that talks about Eyal Abramovich, the CEO and founder of MindBest. Let's have a look. Right, so that is Greg Rogoski, the CEO, of Mining City. Now let's have a look at Eyal Abramovich, and then we'll talk about the two gentlemen just now. Right. So we saw the two gentlemen, Greg Rogoski and Eyal Abramovich, Greg being the CEO of Mining City and Eyal Abramovich being the CEO and founder of MindBest. Now, let's quickly zoom into Eyal Abramovich a little bit. Now, who is Eyal? Eyal is a serial inventor, right? This is the guy who is obsessed about solving, problems. This guy is a technologist. He is obsessed about creating technological solutions into, everyday problems for humanity, right? This guy has created, he had a girlfriend at some point, that, always wanted him to massage him. And then how did he solve that problem? He created the world's first, wireless massager that you can put on your back, no hands or anything of the sort. It will just simply do its job, right? So he built so many different technological innovations, so many patents behind his name. He then got into the cryptocurrency space back in 2015 when he started mining, Ethereum for his own. And then he quickly saw, all the inefficiencies that were happening within the, cryptocurrency mining space and the blockchain space. And then this prompted him to basically create Mindbase, which was a company, that was designed to basically solve some of the problems in the mining space. So Mindbase started in 2017, and so far it has grown to be, one of the largest, mining infrastructure companies in the world for cryptocurrencies. So Mindbase act as a technological partner for Mining City. They basically run all the mining facilities for Mining City, so they create all the product solutions that Mining City then takes on, as a company for its members. So Mindbase has won numerous awards, as one of the best 10 Bitcoin mining facilities in the world. They've spoken on so many different blockchain conferences all around the world, promoting, cryptographic computing activities, so they are seriously now, one of the major voices within the blockchain space. If you look at any major blockchain conference, you'll actually see, representations from Mindbase, either as keynote speakers or as panelists, or even exhibitors, okay? So that's Mindbase. And these are the guys who basically gives us, a lot of confidence into the partnership between Mining City and Mindbase, because we see who they are and what they've done and what they're actually doing. So over the last almost 2 years that I've been in the space, it's amazing to see, how these guys have lived up, have actually lived up, they've actually done more to live up to expectation, right? So these are the guys who basically are, running the technological side behind Mining City. So this then says to me that, I am definitely in good hands. So the products that we spoke about that Mining City offers, it's Bitcoin mining, Bitcoin vault mining, and ELCASH mining, right? So we'll talk about what these currencies are very briefly, and then we can talk about how you and I can then position ourselves, so that we can then, create wealth in this massive wave of wealth transfer taking place right before our very eyes. I was just watching a video that I did in 2018, and at the time, Bitcoin was about 180,000, 120,000 Rand. Today, Bitcoin is over 350,000 Rand, guys. Okay, so we'll talk about that just now. So a lot of people, over the last 5 years that I've been doing this, a lot of people have got this one common question. And the question is, what must I put in? What am I going to get out? When and how? And my answer has always been consistent in saying that, that's not the question we should be asking, because no one can actually give you the proper answer to that. But the question we should be asking is, what is Bitcoin? Why does it exist? What problem is Bitcoin here to solve? And how well is it doing in solving that problem? So in my explanation in terms of what Bitcoin is, you'll basically see what problems that Bitcoin is solving and how big those problems are. Number one, Bitcoin is a cryptocurrency, okay? So as such, it is a currency just like your Rand. What is a currency? A currency is simply something that we use as a medium of exchange, okay, for goods and services, right? So the Rand, you can buy stuff with it, you can send it to someone, so everything you can do with a Rand in terms of it as a currency, you can do exactly the same with Bitcoin. You can buy stuff using Bitcoin. You can send Bitcoin to anyone, anywhere around the world. So all the characteristics of a currency, Bitcoin actually has, right? Now, if that is the case, then people often ask, why should I care what Bitcoin is? If the Rand is working 100% fine, and it's much more established, much longer than Bitcoin is, so why should I care what Bitcoin is? This is the reason why you should care what Bitcoin is. Remember, We work for money. People work for money. They earn money. They save money. You know, money represents their time, their energy, ultimately represents their life. Okay. So now, if that is the case, we work out for money, save money, you know, so that we can spend it tomorrow. Imagine you work today and you earn, you know, let's say 50,000 Rand, you save this 50,000 Rand, by the end of the year, you've got so much, right? You keep this money for the next 3 years, but then you realize that in the next 3 years, you know, let's say hypothetically speaking, you have 1 million Rand today, but then in the next 3 years, that same 1 million buys you far less than what the million can buy you today. That's what is happening today due to, you know, what is called inflation. Inflation is simply, you know, theft. It's something that is stealing the buying power of your money, of your energy, in fact, of your life. Okay. Sorry, guys. So that is inflation, right? So inflation steals the buying power of your money. But then ordinary people look at it this way. You know, people look at a carton of milk and say, you know, this milk, this time last year, it was actually this much. You know, these companies, these businesses, they're actually increasing prices. This is not fair. Without understanding that in the main, the reason why that happens, it's got to do with the fact that, you know, money is losing buying power due to inflation. Why does money lose buying power? It's got to do with how money gets created. And the way money gets created, nothing and no one can change it, okay? In the sense that the government, the banks, they create money as if it's going out of fashion. And the more they add money circulation is the more the money actually loses buying power, okay? That's why it buys you less and less and less over time. You know, anything that's available in the oversupply basically loses buying power, loses value over time. So Bitcoin, on the other hand, comes to solve this problem in this way. Bitcoin as a currency is designed to be deflationary, unlike your Rand. So meaning Bitcoin appreciates in value over time, whereas your Rand actually depreciates in value over time. It buys you less and less over time, okay? So people who then understand this use Bitcoin as a commodity. If you can think of other commodities that people actually use to park their money in, it's gold, it's silver, you know, it's so many other different things. Why do those other commodities appreciate in value? It's got to do with the element of scarcity. There can only be so much gold in the world, okay? And to get it out of the ground is also an expensive exercise, okay? So over and above that, Bitcoin, people have been using it as a commodity. So what's the difference between Bitcoin as a commodity and gold? There will only be 21 million Bitcoins to ever exist. They can still discover new gold deposits somewhere else in the world. No one can tell you the exact quantity of gold that is underneath the ground as we speak today, because there's probably gold mines that have not yet been discovered, you know, at this point in time. But with Bitcoin, we know with 100% certainty that there will only be 21 million Bitcoins to ever exist. And how these Bitcoins are supplied into the market, all of that is predetermined, right? We know, you know, you can pick a date. You can go to 2025, 1st of September. You can calculate with 100% accuracy how many Bitcoins will be in existence on that particular day. That's the power of Bitcoin, right? Everything is fair and transparent. So that's the second thing regarding Bitcoin. Now, the third thing regarding Bitcoin that literally makes Bitcoin a serious game changer is the fact that, you know, Bitcoin is a payment system, right? And as a payment system, you know, you can send Bitcoin to anyone, anywhere around the world at the fraction of the cost and at the fraction of the time. Right now, if you are sending money, let's say to Zimbabwe, you use companies like Mukuru. Now, how much will Mukuru charge you? They will charge you something like 10%, right? And there's so many other payment systems out there, like your Western Union, MoneyGram, PayPal, you know, or the banks, of which all of them will charge you fees for you to be able to transfer money from one point to the other. They charge you between 5 and 35% of the actual transaction, okay? So now with Bitcoin, you can do the same thing at far less, much more quicker, and nobody can stop you from doing that transaction, right? Nobody can stop you from doing that transaction. So this is what has given rise to Bitcoin. Some people in China call it the people's right currency, okay? It belongs to the people, not to the government, not to the big financial institutions. You know, it belongs to the people, right? So that is Bitcoin. So how has Bitcoin fared over the last few years in terms of its value? In 2009, Bitcoin had no value, literally zero value. 2010, one Bitcoin was worth 140 cents. 2015, 3,000 Rand. That's the first time I heard about Bitcoin. I did not get involved. I wish I did, you know. But 2016, when I got involved, Bitcoin was only 8,000 Rand. I understood that this is a time-sensitive opportunity. And, you know, ordinary people have got very limited time to basically make most of this opportunity. And right now, as we speak, in 2020, Bitcoin is over 300,000 Rand. Can you imagine? Imagine if you had bought, you know, Bitcoins in 2015, or even in 2010, sorry, 2016, you know, when Bitcoin was 8,000, 10 Bitcoins would have cost you only 80,000 Rand. You know, but today, 10 Bitcoins is worth how much? 3.5 million. That is massive, okay? That's the power of cryptocurrencies. Let's look at, you know, what some people call baby Bitcoin. I beg to differ in that term. But let's look at Bitcoin Vault, of which we'll explain what Bitcoin Vault is in a minute. We started mining this coin back in 2019, and it literally had no value when we started mining. And then when it was listed on the exchanges, you know, one Bitcoin Vault was worth about $1. Today, one Bitcoin Vault, I just checked now, it's over $100. So can you imagine if you had bought, let's say, 1,000 Bitcoin Vaults in December last year, how much those 1,000 Bitcoin Vaults will be worth today? How much do you think Bitcoin Vault will be in 2021, 2022? How about 2023? All I know is that, you know, come 2023, I will be holding, you know, quite a lot of Bitcoin Vaults because I've seen what has happened with Bitcoin, and I know what's going to happen with Bitcoin Vault as well. You know, it's going to take time, yes, but people will get to learn. Bitcoin Vault will do what Bitcoin has done in a much shorter time frame. Why? Because people now are aware and they feel like they have missed the bus. Therefore, they are going to use, just like myself, Bitcoin Vault as their second, you know, chance to basically find redemption in finding financial freedom with cryptocurrencies. Okay, so we'll talk about why are people actually going to flock into Bitcoin Vault just now. So the legacy of Bitcoin is that, you know, the market cap right now is actually over 400 billion, right? The market cap of all cryptocurrencies is over 600 billion, right? And this is something that started with Bitcoin. So many millionaires and billionaires have been created through Bitcoin. But as much as that's all good and well, you know, there's a few things that are not so desirable regarding Bitcoin. One is the fact that there's very few people who own thousands of Bitcoins. Why? Because these guys woke up earlier. Whilst we thought Bitcoin was a scam, whilst we thought Bitcoin would never see the light of day, while we thought this was money for nerds, those guys understood the potential. They kept on working, you know. And then, you know, that's one issue. The second issue, the issue of security. You know, if someone hacks into your wallet and steals your Bitcoin Vault, they're as good as gone. There's nothing you can do. This is because of the pseudo-anonymous nature of Bitcoin. Okay. Now, the beautiful thing about humanity is that human beings know how to survive. That's why you've been on this planet for more than 6,000 years. Okay. We know how to survive. We know how to innovate. We know how to make what we have created, you know, improvise it, make it better. Okay. Based on the needs of the day. That is why today we've got a coin that is called Bitcoin Vault. So what is Bitcoin Vault? Let's listen to the CEO of Mining City explain to us what Bitcoin Vault is. And then we can then come to a position where we talk about how you and I can position ourselves and make sure that we don't miss this financial freedom through Bitcoin Vault.
Bitcoin Vault, BTCV. What is Bitcoin Vault? I suppose you have probably heard about Bitcoin, and you definitely want to know more about Bitcoin Vault, the coin of the moment. As the founder of the coin is the CEO of our trusted technology provider, MineVest, we here at Mining City have also decided to mine this coin, and it was a great decision. The vast majority of clients now choose BTCV mining plans instead of BTC mining plans. Right now, Bitcoin Vault has by far the biggest growth rate in the industry. And how big is it? Well, let me give you some statistics. The coin was launched in the fourth quarter of 2019. Successful wallet integration was completed in the first quarter of 2020. The coin was launched on the exchanges in the 2020 as well. The market cap, which continues to grow daily, is already in the billions of dollars. This is quite impressive for a coin, which only came into existence in 2019. The total number of transactions concluded is over 100,000, and wallets created, 10,000.
Hash rate, 9 exahash per second, which also continues to grow.
Unique coin, right? And why the hype? Well, let's find out more. Well, Bitcoin Vault is almost identical to Bitcoin. Everything is similar, except it has more features. So in essence, Bitcoin Vault is an improvement on Bitcoin. Let me start with similarities. Like Bitcoin, Bitcoin Vault represents store of value. Coins can be stored safely and exchanged sometime in the future. And let's go to the second similarity, which is limited supply. Just like Bitcoin, the maximum number of coins that will ever circulate is 21 million. Transactions are quick and cheap. Just like Bitcoin, both run on the same algorithm, the SHA-256, and coin transfers are performed using regular transactions, identical to those in the Bitcoin protocol. So what is the difference then? Why Bitcoin Vault and not Bitcoin, or any other currency for that matter? Well, Bitcoin Vault was created to provide an extra level of security. How? The upcoming features are 3 private key security structure. With Bitcoin, the equivalent of billions of dollars in crypto have been stolen, and there is nothing you can do about it. Because once the transaction is completed, then that's it, the money is gone. Bitcoin Vault, however, will have an anti-theft solution.
So, when you conduct an erroneous transaction, or your keys are stolen, and someone concludes a transaction using the stolen keys, you will have an opportunity to cancel this transaction using the second key.
You might be confused. You think you didn't hear me right. But let me put your mind at ease. You have heard me correct. Very soon, you will be able to cancel a transaction. This is not a common feature in the cryptocurrency industry. Innovation at its best. You will have around 24 hours to cancel a transaction. So basically, there is an opportunity to cancel transactions that have been conducted but should not have been authorized. The Bitcoin Vault security features definitely make me sleep better at night, and they should make you sleep better at night as well. And there you have it. Bitcoin Vault has the most important features of Bitcoin, but with greater security, greater simplicity, and flexibility.
Right, so as you can saw that Bitcoin Vault is solving a real life problem, that of security. Now, what's the use of making money if you cannot secure your money, right? So this is a real, problem, especially right now with institutions coming into the space of cryptocurrencies. Security is really one of their major concerns. This is why I think in the near future, Bitcoin Vault is going to do extremely well, as soon as institutions, get to understand it and learn about it. I think 2021 is going to be an interesting year for Bitcoin Vault. Now, that being said, we've got a new cryptocurrency called electric cash. Now, fiat currencies serve one purpose, right? All of them serve one purpose. There is no reason why we shouldn't have one currency, for fiat in the world, except for the fact that other countries want to manipulate other countries by having their currencies, much stronger than other countries' currencies. But in a way, all fiat currencies are the same. They serve one purpose, and that is, something that we can use to exchange goods and services. But cryptocurrencies, on the other hand, they all serve different purposes, right? That is why you've got Bitcoin, and then you've got Bitcoin Vault, right? Now, Bitcoin Vault is an improvement on Bitcoin. Bitcoin Vault is there to be, digital gold. a store of value, safe, and secured. But then electric cash is actually designed to be, a very fast and very cheap way, if not free, of sending money anywhere around the world. Okay, this is the currency that you can use to pay for your coffee, to pay for stuff, and it's going to cost you far less than what it would any other cryptocurrency. So let's have a look at electric cash.
Hello, my name is Eyal Abramovich, CEO of Mindvest, creator of Bitcoin Vault, and serial inventor. And today I have a special announcement. First, let me start off by saying I'm very proud of my team for delivering our promise of BTCV's security solution. From the technological perspective, it's a success. We will continue to develop the technology, the business, and global adoption. We are ready to move forward with expanding the ecosystem. As an entrepreneur with different companies and products behind me, I would like to announce my new blockchain project as part of the ecosystem of BTCV. Since BTCV is focused on being a more secure blockchain against theft like a vault, my new project will be focused on rewards for stakers with a coin enabling free and fast payments. I'm excited to present to you Electric Cash. As our DNA is to grow a trusted community, Electric Cash, or ELCASH, will grant rewards for BTCV stakers together with our business partners and give them ELCASH. Also, ELCASH holders could stake coins and get more ELCASH, as well as something called electric gas for free and fast transactions. More rewards for everyone. Stakers will get governance power on the blockchain to vote on decisions related to blockchain specifications, like the project development and even potentially how to spend the coins of an electric cash fund. This will give the blockchain more transparency and decentralized management. Electric Cash is a proof of work coin based on the SHA-256 algorithm, similar to that of Bitcoin. The ultimate cryptocurrency for global adoption and payments is Electric Cash. Solutions like low to no price, fast and secure transactions for everyday use, incentive-based staking, a governance-based ecosystem, and much more. More information soon. Electric Cash. Hello.
Right, so that is Electric Cash. Guys, again, this is another opportunity for us, if we've missed out on the initial, start of Bitcoin, and you probably missed out on the start of Bitcoin Vault, even though it's still very early. You've got a second chance right now with Electric Cash. I'm quite excited about this. I think, this is gonna do extremely well, once we start mining. So we'll start mining in next year, but the pre-sales have already, started. We started buying plans on the 15th of December. We could not sleep on that particular day. I think the plans came live, at around about, I think it was 11 at night, and, in just 2 days, more than $9 million, worth of sales were done for Electric Cash. So this tells you how the community has been anticipating this movement, right? People know that they've missed out on Bitcoin Vault and they're not taking any chances with Electric Cash, right? So meaning we can then start buying and positioning ourselves by buying our mining plans even right now before we start mining the coin itself. You know, this is exactly the same thing what happened with Bitcoin Vault when it was still called Project X. We started buying mining plans, you know, in August. We only started mining in December. The first few months of mining were phenomenal, okay? So electric cash, something similar, I believe, is actually going to happen. So what is mining, by the way? So mining is simply a process where, so what you see on your screen right now, this is myself in Kazakhstan in one of the mining facilities, you know, for mine based in Mining City. And so how do I make sorry about that, guys. I have no idea how a person listens to a Zoom call with such noise in the background. Anyway, so now this is the mining facilities in Kazakhstan. So when we talk about mining, we talk about, you know, these computers, right? So when you say that, you know, people are buying, you know, computing power, we're actually talking about these machines that basically do the mining. So mining is simply a process where, you know, these machines do three things. One, they secure the network by their sheer computing power. Number two, they power the network. And number three, they verify transactions. Now, for that, they get rewarded with newly generated coins. Now, these newly generated coins, you know, are what we are basically getting rewarded with on a day-to-day basis, you know, with, you know, from our mining plans, right? So now, when we talk about mining, the reason why cryptocurrencies, unlike fiat currencies, actually appreciate in value, it's got to do, number one, with the fact that there will only be 21 million coins to ever exist, meaning there's a limit in terms of how many coins will ever exist. You know, that's not the case when it comes to fiat currencies. And even how these coins are basically mined, you know, it's all at a predetermined rate, and it is all going down. So meaning supply basically goes down over time. You know, where Bitcoin Vault, where Bitcoin is right now, it's actually sitting at 6.25 coins per 10 minutes, right? This is where Bitcoin is right now. With Bitcoin Vault, we are still here at, you know, 125 coins per 10 minutes. Now, in April next year, it's going to drop to 100 coins per 10 minutes. And then eventually 75, and then 55, and then 25, 12.5, eventually 6.5. You know, at this point, once this is done, it's going to catch up to where Bitcoin is, and it will only drop by every 4 years from there on instead of every 6 months. Now, the more the supply drops, meaning there's less coins coming into the market, you know, as the community grows, as the people that are using this coin actually grow, you know, the value actually appreciates as well. So what's important to understand here is that, you know, mining, it's all at a predetermined rate. Coins are actually going down, or mining rewards actually going down in terms of how many coins are mined per day. So if you only start mining, let's say a year from now, 2 years from now, the mining rewards will definitely be very much different from what they are today because of this supply that's going down. Now, on the other hand, as the supply is going down and the adoption is growing, the value grows with that as well. Okay, this is all done intentionally, guys. Now, how can you position yourself? You can buy any of these mining plans. You can buy a platinum plan. You can buy a gold plan. You know, these are actually the biggest value today. Why? Because you will also get what is called an airdrop, meaning you will get coins for free, even, you know, without taking into account the mining, the coins that you'll actually be mining. So what you're buying here, you're buying computing power, which is 138 terahash. And you will then start, if you buy a plan today, you will only start mining for ELCASH only in January next year. But you will then start to mine for 1,100 days, right? That is ELCASH. Now, you get 3 airdrops here, meaning you'll get 3 coins for free. And then for gold, a plan for ELCASH, you get 1 coin. but you're getting 42 terahash, okay? But you can start with any plan of your choosing. Just understand that the higher the computing power, the higher will be your mining rewards, okay? Nobody knows what the value of ELCASH will be on the first day or on the, the 1000th day, but all we know that, we anticipate that the value will actually grow over time. So this was just the one method, out of the two methods we spoke about when we started. Remember, we said the 21st century business model, it's got to do with two business opportunities. One is cryptocurrencies, and then number two is the network marketing business. Now, let's talk briefly about network marketing. There is no industry in the world today, I repeat, no industry, no business model today that creates more millionaires than network marketing. One of the beautiful things about network marketing is that, it doesn't matter who you are, your background, academic qualification, your skin color, your gender, none of those things matters, okay? You can find financial freedom through network marketing. You might not have post-matric education, you can still earn more than a brain surgeon through network marketing. It is a phenomenon that is actually changing the world as we speak today. So that's one thing. So if you were to look at Mining City as a company, right? Look at Mining City as a company, look at the infrastructure, look at the systems, look at the website, right? There is none of those things you have to set up on your own. Everything has been set up for you. You just simply plug in and play. You don't have to pay anyone to create a website for you, to do coding for you. That's going to take stock of all the people signing up and so forth. All of that is done for you. With that being said, with an opportunity that can, help you to earn 100,000 Rand a month, 200,000 Rand a month, there is no telling what's possible. The possibilities are endless. How much would you think an opportunity like that you will actually pay for? Would you pay $1,000 if they ask you to pay for to get such an opportunity? I definitely would. If they ask you to pay $5,000, I definitely would, because the opportunity is so enormous. But guess what? You are not going to pay a cent for the opportunity. Yes, you will pay for your mining plan. Yes, your mining plan will mine even if you don't do the network marketing. But if you choose to do the network marketing, it then becomes, an addition to your mining earnings, right? So your mining earnings, really have to you have to think like a farmer, okay? The farmer does not plant today and go tomorrow and dig up the seed to see how much it has grown, okay? So it's the same thing with mining, right? But having said that, the network marketing side makes much more sense if you really want financial freedom, in the shortest possible time, okay? So how does it work? Very simple. I joined Mining City earlier on, in July last year. And in August, we started mining we started buying plans for Bitcoin Vault. December, we started mining Bitcoin Vault. Now, in all of that, I have told a lot of my friends and family members about this opportunity. And for doing so, Mining City then rewards me, okay? And that is what we're actually going to look at right now. So now, just allow me to do this. Okay, so now over the last, few months, just over almost 2 years now, I've told friends, family members, even if Mining City was not paying me, I still would have told them because, these are the people that matter to me, okay? And I would not want to get into something that's changing my life and making me money and not tell those that are the closest to me. Okay, so having done that, Mining City then says they reward me in 3 basic ways, right? There's 3 ways we get paid in Mining City for doing what? For sharing the opportunity with, with the business partners, friends, family members, anyone that wants to get involved in Mining City. There's no other way for them to get involved except they get in through someone who's already a member. And when they do so, commissions are paid. Okay, now let's have a look at those commission. One of them is called the binary cycle bonus. Now, this bonus pays us between $200 and $2,800 US per day. Beautiful, isn't it? Okay, no. So what are the requirements for you to qualify for that? One, you have to be in the system. That's one. And then number two, you know, if you then accumulate credits on your left and on your right, and then they get to 5, that will then equate to a $200 bonus. Let's just make an example. So I refer 2 of my friends, or you refer 2 of your friends, right? Hold on a second, guys. Right, I'm back, guys. Sorry, someone was knocking and I'm the only one downstairs. Everybody's upstairs. Nobody can actually hear them. So now, once you refer 2 of these people and they both buy, you know, a gold plan is an example. Again, they can buy any plan, guys. They can start with the platinum, you know, standard or primary, doesn't matter. But let's make an example here and say these 2 people actually buy a gold plan, right? And when they buy a gold plan, what happens is, you know, you will get 7 credits on either side, and Mining City only requires 5. So they will come and minus 5, right? Minus 5 on either side. You're left with 2 credits. And that then gives you what? Your first cycle bonus of $200, right? Now, that is beautiful. So you've placed these people here on your immediate left and immediate right. Now, you are motivated. Now you want to tell more of your friends, okay? So you tell your third person, and you can only place them under these 2 guys, okay? You can't open a third leg. Your team is only left and right. So you sign up a person, and you place them here. And let's say this person buys a gold plan as well. So what happens is you get another 7 credits, taking your total credits now to 9. This person here who has not done anything will get the same credits, you know, of a gold plan, 7 credits. This is what is called a spillover, meaning they benefit from the work that you are putting in, okay? Now, this particular person here on your right says to you, I mean, you tell them like, look, by introducing you and so, guess what happens? I got a bonus of $200, right? And they are excited. And then they say, look, I've also spoken to 2 of my friends. They also want to get involved. Let's say 2 of his friends do what? They buy also a gold plan. So meaning he then also gets 7 left and 7 right. And what's going to happen? He will then make his own $200. Now, over and above this, when he makes his $200, these 2 people, you know, are also part of your tree, even though they're on your right. So what's going to happen? 7 plus 7 is what? Is 14 credits. So you get the same credits for these guys, even though you are not the one who introduced them. So taking your total credits to 16. So now what happens? Mining City only wants 5. So they will minus 5. You're left with 4. And then they will minus 5 this side. You're left with 11. And then you get your second $200, right? You get your second $200. Now, so if someone else join, obviously they will then be placed here, right? Taking your credits to, let's say you sign someone that buys a bronze plan, right? So you place that person here. So that's plus 2 credits. Now you've got a total of 6, okay? So what does that mean? Mining City will minus 5, you're left with 1. Mining City minus 5 this side, you're left with 6. And what you get in return, another $200, okay? Now imagine if you're making $200 every single day for the rest of the month. Can you imagine how much that is in rands? That is over 100,000 Rand. How much do you actually need for you to live comfortably? Imagine you only spend 50% of that, and then the rest you keep in your Bitcoin vault. Why? You anticipate the increase in the value of Bitcoin vault. Okay, so the whole idea here, yes, we're talking about $200. Yes, we're talking about $2,800, but the whole idea still is for you to accumulate cryptocurrencies. Okay, so of course we have to live, we have to survive. You know, so you can then spend a portion of your coins, and so you definitely want to get to a point whereby you are meeting more than your needs, so that the rest then, you know, remains as your coins that you're holding, you know, increasing your portfolio, knowing that the value increases over time. So that's just one way. The second way we get paid is called the match up bonus. Now, how this match up bonus works, let me show you just now. So I want to mute that person before we hear much of a noise. I just don't see them. Okay, so the second way we get paid is called the match up. So how the match up works is, you know, anyone in your business who, like this guy, gets his own cycle bonus of $200, you are the person who introduced them. So Mining City will give you $10 as a match up bonus just to say thank you. That's number one. And then number two, imagine if you've got a total of, let's say, 100 people, all right? But not everyone is really hungry for success and want to make, you know, a lot of money. So out of that 100 people, let's say only 50 of them are working hard and they're making the $200 a day. That means you're going to get $10 times 50 people. Imagine they do this every single day for the rest of the month. That's times 30 days. That will then work out to $15,000 in Bitcoin Vault, over and above your cycle bonuses. Okay. Now, the third way we get paid, I'm going to show you now the third way we get paid. Right, so the third way we get paid is called the level up. Okay, so how the level up works is the first 5 people you sign up, you get 5% referral commission. So meaning somebody buys a standard plan, you get 5% of that. They buy a platinum plan, you get 5% of that as your referral commission. And then your team B gives you 10% referral commission, right? Now, your team B is any person from number 6 all the way to infinity, doesn't matter how many they are. So you then get 10% referral commission. Anyone in your team B, once they start to build their own team A, meaning their first 5 people, they get 5%, you know, and then the other 5% rolls over to you. But then once they sign person number 6, then that simply means that, you know, they get the full 10%, okay? The beautiful thing is that you can have 1,000 people in your team B. You can have 5,000 people in your team B. That's entirely up to you, okay? You can build it as wild, you know, as wide as you want to go, right? So now that's the compensation plan if you want to build a business. Right now, we've got a few days to basically close this up. This is a bonus, you know, that's taking place. It has been taking place for the better part of the year. It's not part of the compensation plan. That is why it's coming to a close at the end of December. So if you happen to work hard enough to, you know, break into the developer rank, you will qualify for $250. If you get to city manager rank, you get $3,500. If you get to city chief manager, you get $50,000. If you get to city mayor, that's $100,000. Right. So now part of the things that we do to help everybody to, to be able to grow in the business. We've got events that are lined up. In the first week of January, we have our pre-launch of our next 90-day game plan. And then in the first week of February, the tickets are going to come out very soon. We have a boot camp. This boot camp will be in Joburg. The ticket price will include accommodation and all your meals and your training manuals. Okay. Now, this will be combined with the launch. It's going to take 2 days. It's on a Saturday and on a Sunday. It's going to be quite amazing, guys. It's going to be life-changing, right? I've gone through the training myself, and I know what it will mean for your business, a complete transformation. Now, over and above that, we'll then have 30-day celebration hosted in each and every province every 30 days. And then thereafter, we'll have our gala dinner, for our 90-day game plan. Remember, our 90-day game plan, they're also known as our millionaire maker strategy, because that's what they do. They produce millionaires. Okay. So you want to engage, whoever invited you to this call, you want to engage with them and make sure that you are part of the team, make sure that you're plugged in, and make sure that, you participate in everything that you're doing, because it's ultimately designed to help you grow your business. Now, Mr. Rich Child, let me make you host. On my side, I am done. I'm happy to take a few questions before we call it a day, but that's entirely at your prerogative. So you are now host, you can unmute yourself.
Thank you so much, Mr. Fololo, for such a wonderful presentation. I hope you have learned a lot, and the new members, the new people actually who joined us for the first time in this presentation. I hope you have learned a lot. And don't worry about, I know when you're hearing this information for the first time, it might be a little bit overwhelming. Trust me, I had to actually attend more and more presentations for me to understand. But let not that hold you back from taking a decision as quickly as possible, because in these things of cryptocurrency, you don't have to understand much. You just have to take the leap of faith and take part in this crypto revolution. So, guys, I would like to thank you once again for being on this presentation. And right now, I would give a chance for people who've got questions to Mr. Fololo, or to any member of the team who is capable of answering a question, but mostly directed to Mr. Fololo. If you have any question that you would want to ask in terms of what Mr. Fololo has presented, now is the time for you to. Okay, I see a question coming there. It says, what is staking? So yeah, I don't know if Mr. Fololo, you can answer that.
All right, so in a very simple way, staking simply means that, you will take your coins and you will lock them up. You won't be able to withdraw them. And then for that, you get rewarded with either the same coin or a different coin. In this instance, with Bitcoin Vault, you can lock up your Bitcoin Vault, let's say for a month, 2 months, 3 months, it's up to you. And then for that, you'll get rewarded with ELCASH. Okay, so that is staking in a nutshell. It's you locking up your coins and not using them, for a certain period of time, and then you will then get rewarded with new coins.
All right. Me, as a follow-up question, how does staking Bitcoin Vault affect the price of Bitcoin Vault? Yeah, how does it affect the price?
Now, this is quite important. So let me explain. So now, remember, right now, Bitcoin Vault is still growing, right? The ecosystem was still growing. A lot of people right now who are holding Bitcoin Vault, it's who? It's members of Mining City, okay? Most members of Mining City are doing what? They are running their business, okay? To run a business, it means you will have to have expenses, okay? So meaning, you know, people have to live. So we have to pay rent for our business, buildings and so forth. So people then do what? They then sell their Bitcoin Vault for them to be able to carry on their expenses, okay? So now this then puts a selling pressure on the on Bitcoin Vault, which then lowers the value of the coin. So if we are then able, one, to have a, you know, electric cash that we can then use, you know, for our everyday expenses, by locking up our Bitcoin Vault and using our ELCASH, that then means, you know, there is less coins available on the market for buying, okay? As a result, this then drives up the price for Bitcoin Vault. So long story short, when we stake Bitcoin Vault, this means there will be less Bitcoin Vault on the market. And as a result, the value of Bitcoin Vault will then appreciate because of that.
Awesome, awesome. The second question is electric cash going to be launched as an ICO?
No, it's not an ICO. It's ICO is initial coin offering. It's not going to be launched as an ICO. It's going to be an SA256 algorithm coin, proof of work coin, just like Bitcoin, just like Bitcoin Vault.
Awesome, awesome. So it's going to be mined into existence, yes. Not just okay. And when it comes to airdrops, I heard you mentioned in the presentation about airdrops. What does a person need to do for them to get airdrops?
Now, this needs people to be very smart here. Ne? Let me explain. So if you've got, let's say right now you've got coins, right? Either Bitcoin or you've got Ethereum, whatever coins you have, okay? And you're a member of Mining City, or you're not a member of Mining City, but you're actually going to sign up into Mining City. You can then convert your coins into Bitcoin Vault, right? Go and buy Bitcoin Vault, take your Bitcoin Vault into your Mining City account, and then, you know, on the 1st of January, what Mining City will do, they will do a snapshot. They will check how many coins you have on your general wallet, not your mining wallet, on your general wallet, okay? So they will check if you've got 100 Bitcoin Vault, they will then give you an airdrop, which is equivalent to 10% of that, okay? So meaning 100 Bitcoin Vault will then be equivalent of, 10 ELCASH coins, okay? So that's what you will get. This is not staking. This is just you having coins in the back office in Mining City. And then when you stake, there's also going to be another rewards that are going to be paid on a monthly basis, right? So meaning if you've got coins now, you want them, you know, instead of them being on your hardware wallet or on your exchange wallet, you want them to be in your back office so that on that 1st of January, you know, you will get, you will get the airdrop. Now, don't wait for the 31st or the 29th, because everyone will be going to the exchange to go buy Bitcoin Vault on those days. That will then mean the price is going to rally up, okay? So you need to be smart. If you can, buy your coins now, put them in your back office, and make sure that you're well positioned for those airdrops. Free money.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. You had it yourself. Just one last thing. I know you have talked about it in the presentation, but just to emphasize, what's the importance of a person to buy an electric cash mining plan? What are the benefits of someone to buy an electric cash plan right now?
So what would have been the benefit of someone mining Bitcoin in 2009? It's exactly the same thing. Meaning you get to be the first participant in the ecosystem. You get to be the first people to mine. Even before ELCASH is opened up to the rest of the blockchain community to mine, you get to be the first to basically accumulate these coins. Now, remember, when a coin goes to the exchange for the first time, this is the history of all cryptocurrencies. It will start at a certain point. It will then increase in value, very rapidly. It might correct over some time, but the point of the matter is that you then get to accumulate coins much quicker. And, as time goes on, you saw with Bitcoin Vault or with Bitcoin is that the mining rewards actually decrease over time, not because of anything, but because that's how the coin is designed. Okay, that's how the supply of the coin is designed. That I'm not sure what's going to be the case with electric cash yet. More details are coming, but the bottom line is that whatever block reward is going to be in January, it will not be the same, going forward, right? It's going to keep on dropping and dropping. So you want to get in line first so that you can get, a big chunk of the mining rewards.
Awesome.
You basically want to be the first adopter or the early adopter.
Great. And I see some other people have got some questions that are more like that those can be answered by the people who invited you. Like how much is $300? Those questions can be answered by the person who invited you. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you for attending this meeting, and we will host these meetings of this nature again. So if you have been invited by someone, go back to that someone and ask them how you can join. And if you have been invited by the post on social media, go back to the person who showed you or who shared with you the poster or the invitation on social media. Go back to them and ask them, how do you join? So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to thank you once again and have a good night. I would like to thank Mr. Fololo for pitching in. He is actually an excellent leader and for delivering such and moving and an excellent presentation. Thank you guys and have a good night. We're going to end the meeting just about now. Bye.